The worst of them now moving on through eastern Webster, Claiborne Parish, Bienville Parish, now heading into Red River and down into Natchitoches and points east of there. I believe now we're going to go ahead and throw it back to Nate real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. I'll take it back here. And again, as Brian was just saying, with everything happening, too, we want to remind you now would be a good time, if you don't have it already, to download the KTBS 3 Storm Team Weather app so that you can stay ahead of all these storms. Fellas have been doing a great job all morning updating that and letting you know exactly where the very heavy rain wind speeds are. We still have some very serious weather out there. And Rick Rose, well, him and Jeff out and about, buddy. Rick, what can you tell us right now as far as where you are, what you're seeing? I know that last check you were heading east.
Yes, we have come off of I-20. We're now on the Arthur A. Teague Parkway, and the Red River is right to my right. We're headed south, and we headed this way because we knew that there were storms spotted in the Elm Grove area. We're probably about 5 miles from Elm Grove. We're looking for damage, don't really see anything. Again, the rain is steady, but it's not unlike a normal rain that we would normally have. There's not a lot of wind right now. I don't see the trees blowing in the wind, so whatever happened over here has come through. We don't see any damage with trees here. The only thing that I'll mention this again, there has been a substantial rapid drop in temperature from the low 70s into the upper 50s. And of course, that often leads to dangerous storms and sometimes tornadic activity. But right now, Arthur A. Teague Parkway headed south towards the Parkway High School, Sligo Road area, the Elm Grove area, looking for damage. We don't really see anything. Not a lot of wind, not anything particularly torrential in terms of the rainfall. So thus far, the only damage we have observed thus far was west of town, as Brian mentioned, next to the airport and I-20, a little bit of damage in the Greenwood Road area. Nate, coming back to you.
All right, Rick, you and Jeff both be safe out there. We'll be checking back with you hopefully in just a little bit. Now, as a result of today's imminent severe weather, all Northwestern State University campus classes were closed today because of the weather, and hoping to get kids back to class tomorrow once things have calmed down. But we got to get there. We're almost there. So let's check back in with meteorologist Brian Fowler for more on this timeline. And Brian, already starting to see some areas of the Arklatex calm down considerably after this rain and wind move through.
Yes, absolutely we are. And right now what we have, this is the latest we have for you with regards to the tornado warnings and the severe thunderstorm warnings. The warnings that are out there at the moment cover an area right here, eastern parts of DeSoto, over towards areas of southern Bienville. And that particular tornado warning runs until about noon. So we're talking 12 more minutes to go on that particular warning. We have another one way down here towards areas south of Sabine Parish. So these warnings are popping up and down that main line as it continues to roll eastward, okay? So if you live in the western parishes in East Texas, eastern Oklahoma, things are getting a little bit better for you. But from around Webster and Bienville, Claiborne parishes down through areas like Red River Parish, right through there, that's where we're looking at another storm. And then south, the storms are still very volatile, and they'll continue to be that way for the remainder of the early afternoon, at least, as they move into warmer and warmer air out here east of Natchitoches, east of Wynn Parish. So there's what the main line looks like at the moment on Doppler radar. The scattered showers continuing through DeQueen and Idabel over across East Texas. The more serious storms that are pushing eastbound are right there around Webster and Claiborne, all the way down through Red River and into the Natchitoches vicinity. This is a look at our velocities at the moment. And what we are looking at when we check out velocities is the winds, which way they're moving, basically. In the green coloring, where we see little anomalies sometimes, in the green, we've got winds that are going towards that radar site. In the red, the winds are going away from the radar site. And what that's telling us is where there's rotation, and we follow that little area of rotation, and that gives us an idea of where that potential for a severe storm that's capable of producing a tornado might be at that moment. And that's what we've been doing this morning. We've been tracking these storms that have been possibly currently producing tornadoes across our area. And it looks like in some cases these storms have been dangerous as for what we've seen so far coming out from Patrick, and also over with Rick. Rick Rowe was out earlier also, and he's been reporting. So we've got folks out there checking things out for us. If you live in one of these areas where we did see some damage, be super careful, especially when it comes to power outages, power lines being down, and the such. Just make sure you report those things to your electrical services. Now, Joe, we're looking at the velocities at the moment. Of course, I'm not going to be able to zoom in from this location. Did you want to go ahead and take control of that one
looks
and
like
see what's out there right now?
You're on max 2. There's so you got the one tornado warning that's going to go for another 10 minutes here. They continue that. That's the one that's about 25 miles or so north of Natchitoches, where you have the red colored area there. And these are spinning up fast, and they're going away just as fast as they spin up. National Weather Service is watching about 6 along that line. You can see how jagged that line is. If you go back to your velocity there, your velocity scan, it looks like they're back on max 1. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take it here, see if I can, we'll take it to the velocity.
We still have 2 tornado warnings on there.
Okay, looks like we got a new tornado warning. This is Hornbeck, 9 miles north of Anacoco. So that's very southern sections of Natchitoches and Sabine Parish. So let's go ahead and get down there. It looks like the very southern areas.
Okay, so south Natchitoches Parish, the tornado warning has just been issued.
Location, if you can. Let's see, maybe I can get it here for you. Okay, so you're on max 2 right now. Okay, so we're looking at that. Moving east at 45 miles an hour. I'm going to put the velocity up there so we can find where this problem area is.
I think I may have even seen 3 warnings on there. I'm going to go back over here at max 2 and just check that out. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so this particular storm moving to, it's in the very southern part of our Arklatex area, and it's moving to the east at 45. So Hornbeck at about 11:56. And these are areas just south and east of our viewing area once again. Going back to some of the trouble areas that we've been looking at, so that one particular tornado warning there, see if we have any debris located with that. If we put it into motion there, it's in southern Natchitoches Parish, well south of the Natchitoches area. Not seeing anything there as we speak. Let's see.
And Albert, could you go to max 2 again real quick for me, sir?
Okay, so you
and
guys.
We can show the latest on the warnings here while Joe gets his information for us. What we have right now is the tornado warning we were just talking about over at Red River Parish, northern Natchitoches Parish, and southern parts of Bienville Parish. That particular warning there is the one that's going to be expiring probably in another 7 minutes or so. Again, at 12 p.m. Tornado warning right there. We also have the one Joe was just mentioning. This one is down in southern Sabine and southern Natchitoches Parish. It runs until 12:30. So we've got a couple of tornado warnings in Natchitoches Parish. The city of Natchitoches is north and south of both of these particular warnings as they continue to track across those areas. Now, we zoom out and there are no other warnings for the Arklatex aside from the ones right there along that main line, which is basically going through here, and it's pushing east towards Monroe, pushing east towards Wynn Parish, okay? So everyone behind that line, we are starting to see rain, but hopefully improving weather conditions for the afternoon. But still, we are under the gun with severe and dangerous storms from Red River, southern Bienville, northern Natchitoches Parish, southern Sabine, and southern Natchitoches Parish. Joe?
Okay, we have another tornado warning. It's about to come out here in just a few minutes. It'll be for the northern part of Natchitoches Parish. I tell you what, if you can pop up max 1 over here, we'll see if we can get this thing working. We've been having a little computer trouble here. So the one warning that Brian's been talking about, go ahead and pop me up on the screen if you can.
Yeah, that's max 1.
Okay, we're on max 1 here. Let's go ahead and give me control here over at the, thank you, over at the TV screen. So a new tornado warning is about to come up here. So what I'm going to do is move up. Let's move the camera up here. It's going to be busy for the next hour. But this next tornado warning, this is just a brand new tornado warning there in eastern Red River Parish, goes into southern Bienville Parish and northern Natchitoches Parish. And that particular storm, I'm going to go back to the radar side here. We'll put it on the velocity. We'll zoom in a little bit closer there if we can. And let's see, bear with us, folks. These things are just popping up like nobody's business. Any information from the National Weather Service there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Let's see. The latest we have from them came out about a minute ago. They have another developing circulation over Powhatan heading towards Campty. Tornado warning coming out for that segment of the line in Natchitoches Parish.
So we got this one particular storm right here with a little kink on it, perhaps near Goldana at 12:23, about 10 after on Creston. Here's another kink. That's southeast of the Coshada area. These, what's happening here is the line of storms that we had earlier moving through the eastern part of the Arklatex, and the winds, the wind shear is picking up, the instability is a little bit higher, and the line is becoming broken, and we have all these little areas where we have these smaller tornadoes, QLCS type. They last a couple of minutes, but they can do some damage. They can certainly cause some property damage and even perhaps loss of life. That's why we got you here on the air. This one particular kink, it's almost gone away. Here's the next one developing southeast of Coshada. Very challenging scenario. So what I'm going to do is go back to the radar here and show you the latest warnings. So it looks like a severe thunderstorm warning for the southern part of that line. I'll put it into motion.
We also have a large tree down blocking Pilgrim Rest Road there in Doyline. I guess there's some other storms headed to Webster Parish, possibly dissipating is what this one is saying here.
Okay, so this is a very fluid situation, as you can see. The line of storms extending from western Union County through right through the Homer area. And then where we do have that possible tornado, look how fast it's moving. It's really picking up about 45 miles an hour than southern Natchitoches Parish. So what I'm going to do is zoom down toward the southern Natchitoches Parish area, and we'll work right back up. Moving to the east of 45, that storm was to the east, or headed between Hornbeck and Florine, moving to the east at 45 miles an hour. And if you go to the velocity signature, real hard to pick up. These things are so fast in their development, but just a little kinks along the line there. There's a real pronounced kink that I think, Brian, the National Weather Service is going to issue a warning on here. That's the one that's south of Martin there, northwest of the city of Natchitoches. But the line still got another about 45 minutes before it departs our Arklatex area. But I think it'll give us trouble all through this period. The area that was a tornado warned area down in the southern part of the Arklatex.
Yeah, one towards Campty.
Okay, so a little bit farther north. Yeah, the one near Campty, that just popped up there. Is that a new warning, Brian? Let's see.
That one came out just a couple of minutes ago. We also have one. Here's another one.
Got a
tornado warning that just came out for Natchitoches, Red River, wind until 12:30. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Campty or 10 miles northwest of Natchitoches, moving east at 45.
Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll zoom into that area there. And so moving east at 45, these things are not wasting any time.
No.
You can see that little area, Brian. See how it's so you got the winds that are circulating into it, and the line is bulging out and accelerating. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. Let's see. This is coming right up there.
There you go.
Okay, between it's right near Campty. Okay, folks in Campty, Grapes Bluff. Campty, this is the area there that we have the circulation. Probably, so that's where it's bowing out here, and here's where the circulation is right near Grapes Bluff. It's coming right up there. Louisiana 486 was that Highway 1 that goes right through the Campty area there. That's coming right up on you in the next few minutes. Time to take cover. This is going to happen fast, and then it's going to be gone. But let's be safe, folks. Grapes Bluff and all along. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. We can get a little more down to the street level with this guy. Let's see. There's Louisiana 9. That's 71. Excuse me, folks. 71 coming up at Campty. This will probably go just north of that, crossing 71 and Louisiana 9 over the next couple of minutes. Put it into motion here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It is not wasting any time getting across there. That's 1 hour's worth of movement, and backing up there, you can see how fast that. So yeah, where you got the circulation, that's where it's going to come up there.
It keeps sliding away from us.
Okay, let me go ahead and take control here to see if I can. I'm going to put it back on the home. We're having a little computer difficulty here. Okay, so you can see that one particular kink in the line there. This is the line of storms, and what we're looking at is the winds blowing away from Shreveport. So that's the gust front, and along that gust front, that's where these little small spin-ups are happening, and extends all the way up to just west of El Dorado. This area of storms moving to the east, about 45 now. Shreveport, Bossier, East Texas, Toledo Bend, you're all fine. It's east of you now. So what I'm going to do here, let's go back to, I'm going to find out where the tornado warnings, get you another ETA and where these guys are going to go. Currently 2 warnings, Natchitoches Parish there, northern and southern sections. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. You folks in Natchitoches Parish, bear with me here real quick and we'll get you updated.
And if we need to, we can go to Max 2 real quick.
Let's see.
Joe gets that going.
I got it right here.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it right here. All right, so the one particular warning there, so coming up right up along Highway 71 where you see the bulge and the precipitation. Southern areas, not as pronounced as what we had there, but I'm going to go back to the actual velocity here. And where you see that bulge there, southeast of Coshada, up near the Campty area, that's the problem that we're talking about. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. Any updated information, Brian, on that particular storm?
What we have right now, the latest information that we have, the first thing I have for you, of course, is the tornado warning that was issued at 11:58. And that particular storm was producing or could have been producing a tornado located near Campty. So we have that one. We also have a Claiborne Parish employee has said he believes he went through a tornado on Highway 9 in Chat Loop. And let's see, that's northeast of Homer by about 3 miles, I believe.
Yeah, that was one tornado that we had earlier. So here's the latest from this one particular one on the north side of Campty. That's where we have the spin up there.
Right.
And moving to the east about 45. Here's a few of the communities. What you're looking at is the uncertainty because this is riding up the line as the line translates eastward. It's a real convoluted situation here, complicated too. But just coming across 71, you folks right around Highway 71, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer. Let me stop the presses here real quick. We'll stop the motion of this. And what we're looking at is the velocity. And the velocity can tell us the rain. It's hard to pick up these things along the line with the rain. You can see a little bit of the jagged edges, but the velocity is the telltale signs of what's happening. So I'm going to go back here. This is near Campty. Just north of Campty is where you have the bulging and the circulation. This is where it's all spinning up, coming right to the intersection of Louisiana 9, just north of Campty, 71 and Louisiana 9. That's the area, and that was over the past few minutes.
We have another tornado warning.
New tornado warning? Okay,
yeah, another one
quick.
for, this one was just issued for Bienville, Jackson, and Lincoln parishes.
Okay, that's probably, okay. So
and it goes until, looks like until 12:45.
Okay. So
a storm capable of producing a tornado was 10 miles south of Gippsland or 20 miles southwest of Grambling, moving east at 40.
Okay, there's another, I'll put it into motion there so you can see the way the storms are bulging out there. So there you go. See that little bulge there? Another one's up to the north that may get a warning for it. Let's go to the velocity, though, because that's what the National Weather Service is going off of. See that little bulge right there?
That one's
that's
substantial.
Their guy. And so here's the info. And you say that one's moving east at 45?
That one is moving east at 40. That brand new warning is moving east at 40. They continue the tornado warning that runs until 12:30 for the tornado located 7 miles northeast of Hornbeck or 10 miles north of Inaco, moving east at 45. So there's a couple of warnings that they are continuing on right now.
Okay, now this one particular signature, Brian, so Woodville, feeder communities, Ruston perhaps by about 12:39, that's about, 30 minutes away. Shudrant, there about 12:49. So what we're looking at, these little kinks, these are not your supercells that we saw last Monday that spin up and look like a hook echo. These are just little kinks on the line. You got some acceleration, you got the winds blowing into them, and the wind shear and the instability picking up. So these, the whole front line of the storm system is spinning up little vortices. So that one there, that one particular one, moving to the east at 45, and that's in central Bienville Parish. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, then we'll go to the other locations that we have tornado warnings real quick. We'll zoom in a little bit closer here. Just north of the community of Bentonville, south of Bryceland. Now, the movement is going to be in between you guys, in between you folks out in the countryside here. We'll put it into motion. Let's see, get it.
Tornado warning just came out from Bentonville Parish.
Okay.
Extends into Jackson and Lincoln parishes.
That's the particular one we were just looking at. So there it is, and where you have that, so you have the acceleration, and it's trying to get up toward Bryceland. It's going to just move past you. See how it's bulging out there, Brian? That's a real big acceleration. So it's trying to spin up right there just south of Bryceland. So it's moving past you in Bentonville, although you may have some straight line winds coming your way, but the peak of the winds is going to be right along that little highway just south of Bryceland. So that's how we can kind of see it. And this is where it's spinning up right there. And we'll go ahead and stop the presses
south of
here real
Bryceland, heading
quick.
towards 507.
Yeah.
Moving east at around 40 to 45.
Okay, let me move. Let's see, we'll zoom in a little bit closer. Get folks right there. Let's see, here we go.
And
Okay, so that's Louisiana 9 there, right in that area. If you guys live in Louisiana 9, south of Bryceland, north of Bentonville, there's a possible tornado coming your way, moving to the east at 45. It's a quick spin up there. It's not going to last long, but take cover immediately. Get away from windows, bottom floor of your house. If you live in a trailer home, try to get to a safe place as fast as you can. These storms are certainly not wasting your time. Other tornado warnings you said, Brian? Let's see. Let me go ahead.
We have a couple out there, and I'm gonna look at my screen over here. We have actually 1, 2, 3 different tornadoes. One up towards Ruston.
Okay.
Right now. And that one goes until 12:45. The one in Natchitoches Parish runs. This one's going to go until about 12:30, and then South Natchitoches Parish and Southeast Sabine Parish, that one too looks like it goes until about 12:30. So
right.
we're talking about several different tornado warnings, but one being up there towards the city of Ruston there in Lincoln Parish.
And that was the most pronounced one. Now the one particular kink in the line across northern Natchitoches Parish, it's bulging out into just a straight line wind event. Currently, the way it's bowing out there, a little bow echo. Over west of Natchitoches, got a little activity inside the thunderstorms. Don't really think that's anything. Going to move a little bit farther south. We also had that tornado warning. You said southern Natchitoches Parish there, Brian. That was
Yeah. The latest tornado warning came out for an area of Bienville Parish that extends into Jackson and Lincoln parishes.
okay. That was the north one that we were just
We
on.
have another one that just came out. This one's for Bienville, Jackson, Natchitoches wind until 12:45. This one is this storm is capable of producing a tornado located 12 miles northeast of Campty.
Okay, we are getting busy there, Brian. This
North
is a
of
tornado.
Natchitoches, moving east at 50.
Okay, this is a
These are multiple potential tornadoes along that line,
sure are. Where it's
all driving to
bulging
the
out.
east.
Certainly is. I'm going to go back to the velocity scan here. All right, where you see the little bullet, there you go. That's that strong one there south of Bryceland. That's the rest of the line is behaving pretty good there. We'll put it into motion, but that one kink there, that's a stronger one, and that's moving up towards southern, looks like southern Lincoln Parish there. So I'm going to go right back up there. Brian, any news from the Weather Service? Any damage reports? Anything of that nature?
Actually, right now, they're just watching, what they're saying is, the Weather Service is saying they're watching a surge in the line coming into the city of Natchitoches.
We got another
tornado
one in
warning
Natchitoches,
on
too.
the way for them.
Look at this. This is a dangerous one right here. Just south of Bryceland, you have that acceleration there. Those are the winds in red blowing away from the radar set in Shreveport. And here's the winds wrapping around. So your funnel is probably right here just south of Bryceland. Don't have any confirmation of a touchdown. We can try to look at the debris signature, see if we got anything.
Yeah, there's a little bit of debris
right there, Brian.
Right there.
Look at that.
So that's a pretty good confirmation without actually having to see it.
Yeah, could be because we're probably about 4,000 or 5,000 feet up in the sky here, but that could be a little bit of a hopefully not structural damage. Hopefully it's just trees with that one particular storm. Going back to Natchitoches, Brian, that concerns me.
We also have another one that was just issued.
Okay.
A tornado warning issued for Natchitoches until 1 p.m. And this storm is located near Natchitoches, moving east at 55.
Near the city
So
of
we're looking
Natchitoches.
at basically multiple tornado warnings there in
Yes.
Natchitoches Parish, up into Wynn Parish also. The line now extends from east of home to Arcadia, southward to Natchitoches, with several embedded circulations along the line.
That's it, Brian.
So right
there.
now there's currently 5 active tornadoes out there,
Wow, and
according to
that's
the Weather Service.
Okay, right around the southern part of Natchitoches, I see a little kink in the line there. Let's go back.
Excuse me, 5 active tornado warnings out there. I want to make that clear. 5 active tornado warnings out there.
Active warnings. Okay, let's check out debris signature. Let's get ETAs on all of these here real quick. I'll go back out to the big scan here, then we'll start with the northern one, and then we'll work our way down here. So let's go back to the velocity. We'll find the kinks, and we'll zoom in a little bit closer on these camera shots. So very volatile situation ongoing right now. If you're with us, folks, we're taking up your TV time because of tornado warnings in the eastern part of the Arklatex. Let's start with this northern one here, this kink right near Bryceland. The winds are accelerating out, circulating around Bryceland, moving to east at about 45. So what I'm going to do is move the camera over just a little bit. We'll put an ETA of where this is going to go. Estimated time of arrival is what I'm talking about there. But yeah, and so what I'm going to show you here now, it's east of Bryceland, really spinning up there. So you folks in Bryceland and Bentonville, you're fine. It's the folks that are east of you, and it's moved a little east-northeast. That one's about 45, so I'm going to just take it out here about as best I can do, close enough. Ruston area, perhaps about probably closer to 1230, Shudra at about 1245. This is the uncertainty. Let me, on this one particular storm real quick, let's get in, zoom in a little bit closer because it is starting to spin up there. And the way I can see it spinning up is the way it's starting to really curl into what looks like a signature of a tornado. There you go. See, it's wrapping around right there. So Louisiana 507. It's east of 9 now. You folks are along Highway 9, Louisiana 9. That's east of you, east of the community of Bryceland. So folks that are just a little bit farther to the east are in trouble with this particular storm here in the next few minutes. Louisiana 147, this guy is coming your way. Let me take this off the screen so you can see it. So this is a circulation that we're looking at. This is a possible tornado where you see that area right there. So that's just a couple minutes away from Louisiana 147 and 507. That's tornado number 1. Let's go back out to the big scan. And Brian, you say we have 5 tornado warnings as we speak?
And the Weather Service right now, they're saying they pretty much have it kind of mapped out here. The line now extends from east of home to Arcadia, or Homer, to Arcadia, southward to Natchitoches, with several embedded circulations along the line. And here are the 5 current active tornado warnings they have. The first one they're following is circulation that's capable of producing a tornado right now, north to south, is number 1, northeast of Bienville in Bienville Parish.
Okay, that's the one we just covered.
Okay, it's pushing into southeastern Lincoln Parish over the next 20 minutes. The second one is between Saline in Goldana in northern Natchitoches Parish. Strong circulation pushing into southeastern Bienville Parish and northwestern Wynn Parish. That's number 2.
Okay, so this area here is a particular volatile
and
area.
that one is a very clear signature there.
It's a little bit hard. You see that kink right there, so just north of Goldana, and that one, they're calling it moving east-northeast about 45. The way let's see, it's put into motion there so we can get that one. Yeah, that's an east-northeast mover already at Louisiana 126. Having to go back from the velocity to the actual radar scan where I'm showing the precipitation because it's actually a pretty good signature that I can follow a little bit better with the radar imagery, the rainfall there. I'm going to stop it here for a moment. Let's back out. We'll get you an ETA of this particular storm. So I'm going to go there. And we'll stop this. We'll back out just a little bit.
It seems like they're all moving on average between about 45 and 55 miles per hour.
Okay, so I'm going to move this over real quick. Just a nasty afternoon. Any reports of damage other than what we had earlier, Brian, that you know
So
of?
far, no. But we do have the storm reports that we see from time to time as storms push through. I have seen a few storm reports popping up on our system over here. but they've been few and far between, and not nearly in the same general area where we've had a severe weather breakout so far this afternoon.
Well, that's good news on that. So a few of the communities in the path of this one particular storm that's really bulging out just south of Saline and northern Natchitoches Parish there near Black Lake, just north of Black Lake. That'll be moving out of our area here shortly, but these are the communities that are in the path of that particular storm. And that's number 2 of the tornado warnings going from north to south. Let's go down a little bit farther here. We'll move on. Real quick, though, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into that location as they try to get to the street level with this one particular. You see where it kinks up there, Brian, and that's southeast of Saline.
Right.
And east of Reedheimer there. That little kink right there, that's the problem area. And moving to the east-northeast, so there's Louisiana 1233, some of the smaller communities in the path of this. It's very Louisiana 126, that's right on that area. Let me check, see if we have a debris path off of this guy real quick.
We also have a tornado watch that was just issued until looks like 1 p.m.
Okay, now the tornado watch we've had, looks like that continues. Yeah, the yellow area.
Yeah, they've just extended it, it looks like.
Okay, so that's the eastern part of our area where we've got
Yeah,
the watch
it was
mains.
just issued by the Storm Prediction Center.
Okay, so the eastern area is where all this business is going. So here's that line. The line's moving to the eastern part of our area. Several tornado warnings along that. So again, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here and work on these a little bit more. So we had the one particular storm moving a little bit farther south. Here's what we're looking at there, the one particular tornado warning. I'm going to go to the velocity for the third one down south here. All right. So this one doesn't look as prominent as what we saw earlier there. The south of Goldana doesn't look quite as kinked there. Near Natchitoches area, though, going back to the actual, or not going from the velocity scan to, it might be this kink right here. The actual storms are moving through Natchitoches right now. So the city of Natchitoches, things are looking better for you as the storms are pushing through. What's embedded in the storms is on the front end of the line. There's a pretty good circulation there. The green is blowing towards Shreveport and the red away. It's a very convoluted look, but it looks like a big wide berth of a spin that you may see in the atmosphere, like a mesocyclone looking thing, but it's over Natchitoches. You're under a tornado warning. Natchitoches folks, let's go ahead and take cover. This is a short-lived event. It's moving through as we speak. Here's the movement of this business here. That's how fast it's moving. So that little area right there, that little real big kink right over the city of Natchitoches, a wide berth, the greens and the reds. There's the wind shear there. Okay, the red's going away from the radar and the greens are going towards. So you're looking at a little counterclockwise spin right over the city of Natchitoches, but it's so big and we're a few thousand feet up that can't get a good picture on it. Yeah, go ahead.
Joe, I believe Patrick Dennis is live right now. He has some information where he is at the moment. Patrick, what do you have for us?
Apologize for any audio because I am in the car right now. You know what?
There we go.
You got me? Okay, good. Okay, I didn't know. So anyway, I drove all the way to Minden, but I took the back roads, and I'm going back to get back on the interstate right now. I went from Doyline to Sibley, then up to Minden on the back roads there where you guys said they were going earlier. I did find a little bit of some damage, a tree down over a road just there in the Doyline area. A viewer had called in, and I went and I found it. I couldn't go very far. I could not go live there. We had no reception whatsoever, so that's why I had to keep driving a little ways. But as I got back on the road, I've not been able to see anything from Doyline to Sibley as far as damage. I did talk to one person real quick. He wasn't sure if whether or not from his perspective if it was a tornado or straight line winds, and I said that'd probably be a fairly common assumption one way or the other because of the type of storm system we were dealing with. But once again, I'm getting back on the Interstate I-20 and I'm traveling back westbound now, but the only damage I saw was really and truly right in that general vicinity there around the area of Doyline with a little bit of damage, some tree limbs down, and there was one large tree at least knocked down blocking the roadway. So I just want to give you guys an update on what I saw so give people an idea what some of these storms are actually able to do, and in this case here, strong enough winds to cause a little bit of some issues with some trees down.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Patrick. Patrick Dennis out live this morning, checking out some of the damage that we've experienced with these storms. as they push on through. All right, one other item that we have, Joe, or I guess they're going back to you real quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, we've got have you got any information on any damage or any injuries?
Well, we've got another tornado. We've got about 9 different tornadoes that essentially they've been tracking so far. 9 different tornadoes. Another one continues. They're continuing one tornado warning for Bienville, Jackson, Natchitoches, and Wynn until 12:45. They've got another one that's on the right of the southern edge of Natchitoches, pushing east along its border. They've got another one that's northeast of Coxsackie in Natchitoches Parish. Another one that's southwest of Cypress in Natchitoches Parish, pushing eastward towards eastward to cross I-49. And so we've got multiple tornadoes that we're watching right along that leading eastern edge, and specifically out towards Natchitoches Parish right now. Joe?
Okay, Brian, so what I'm going to do is go back to the radar scan here. So we got the tornado warning showing up in the red boxes there. Here's 49. Here's Provençal, Natchitoches. Storms moving right over Natchitoches. We were just looking at that earlier. Here's a little kink right here coming up toward Montgomery. That is an area where we do have some winds that are trying to wrap around here. Here's the motion. So folks in Montgomery, there and near I-49 on up toward Highway 71 there, get ready for a possible tornado. These are several little kinks in the line. There's one east of Natchitoches now. So it's east of the city of Natchitoches and moving up towards 71. That kink, that's a spin up there. The National Weather Service is going ahead and warning for these as soon as they spin up, because they don't last very long, but they can do some damage. So that kink right there is coming up on 71. It's a very pronounced one. So what I'm going to do is zoom into your area and let's get you updated on where that's going and who's affected by that. So real quick.
And Joe?
Yes.
Real quick, the Weather Service, Charles Woodrum over there at the Weather Service here in Shreveport says, given the extensive number of circulations, everyone downstream of that line that we've been talking about needs to prepare for a possible quick spin-up tornado and damaging widespread winds.
Yeah, and we've seen that. You know, Brian, you and I have been fiddling with this for the past over an hour. These are spinning up. They're moving into a very volatile environment. These are spinning up along the leading edge of a line. Here's one right here. Luella, you're in an area that's got a circulation. Folks in Luella, let's take cover. Cruz, you'll probably get a pretty good straight line gust of wind that can knock some trees down in your area over the next couple of minutes. So this is east of the city of Natchitoches, out of your area, out of the metropolitan Natchitoches area, and east of you. Here's the latest now from the National Weather Service. This is a dual pole Doppler radar, and we're looking at, there's the spin. The greens and the reds together near Luella, that's where that kink kind of comes together. So let's go ahead and take cover. Brian, I'm going to go ahead and take, let me go ahead and take this real quick.
Okay, go ahead and take it.
Real quick, because I don't want to expand out here and go up the line just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is back up the camera here, and we'll back up just a little bit. So that's coming right up there, 71. You folks in southern 71 near Luella there, that's one particular spin. That could be a tornado. Real quick, while I'm there, let's see if we have any debris that's showing up with this. I'm going to put it in motion because that's kind of how you'll see it. Really hard to discern if any of this is debris. Most likely this is noise. So what I'm looking at is for a possible touchdown to what I can see. Brian, we don't have any folks in the field down there reporting a touchdown or any damage, do we?
We have not seen anything like that yet.
Okay. So
not yet.
Let me move back to the radar scan here. So the storms, the worst of the weather with the storms east of the city of Natchitoches, coming up on 71 here. I'm going to go back to the velocity scan, okay, and I'll put it into motion, and we'll see where we can pick up the next circulation. This is the most pronounced one right up on 71, and where it kind of comes right in there. That was very near Luella, folks in Luella, and just to the east, right along 71. Take cover. This is moving into Wynn Parish there. Western Wynn Parish, but I think you folks do pick us up on your signals. So let's go ahead and get safe there. What I'm going to do is back up, and we'll move a little bit farther up the line here. And another pretty good signature. Now, this is inside the storm. Let me go back here real quick and find the next tornado warning here. So we'll stop the scan. So that one particular one projected to move to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So I'm going to put an ETA on that. So I have to move this over real quick. So I'm going to push the screen over here. All right, then we'll go back to the velocity. We'll find the circulation because this is ever changing, ever fluid when these things develop. There, right in this area there, that little kink there, that moves on into Wind Parish. So it's moving out of our viewing area, but we do have a few folks that are in this location. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an estimated time of arrival where this thing comes your way. Roughly about 45 miles an hour, community of Atlanta. And this is the uncertainty because these things are developing. They're spinning up, spinning down, moving up the line. The next one spins up, spins down. And so this is just a quick estimate. And these things it'll be ever changing over the next several minutes. Coming your way here over the next hour. This thing will be out of the area over the next hour, but they're all over the place as we're reporting several tornado warnings as we speak. Okay.
One of them may be a repeat from earlier around noon, but nevertheless, one of them is Webster Parish Emergency Manager reported thunderstorm wind damage, large tree down blocking Pilgrim Road. Over in Doylean. Also, another one that just came out. This one is showing law enforcement reports thunderstorm wind damage at 11:35 DeSoto Parish. Reports of several trees down across the parish, and again, that's over in DeSoto Parish. There around Stonewall.
All right, we have one strong circulation, Brian, going into, this will be moving into Jackson Parish here over the next few minutes, North Hodge and Jonesboro in the path of this. Quick spin up there and moving out as fast as we were speaking about where the warning was issued. There it is. There's the big kink there, northeast of Friendship. There's North Hodge, Jonesboro. That's a prominent circulation on this type. We call it a QLCS type of tornadoes, quasi-linear convective structure is what we're looking at.
That one's moving east at 55.
Moving northeast at 55. Quitman,
eastbound.
moving east. Okay, let's back out real quick so we can kind of get so Quitman, you folks in Quitman, this is coming right at you. If you get our broadcast there, here it is. You can see that. Yeah, and that's it is an easterly movement as it spins up around there. So coming right up at Quitman, and that's 55 miles in 1 hour. So that's about 1 hour's worth of movement there, according to the National Weather Service and Brian there at 55. So what I'm going to do is stop that circulation or stop the movement real quick. We'll put it back on the velocity. Let's move it over here so we can get some room and get that estimated time of arrival where that one particular cell is going to go. And look at it, you got two kinks there, one southwest of Jonesboro, one northeast. The one northeast of Jonesboro is the more prominent of the two circulations and more dangerous of the circulations. So I'm going to give you an ETA. That's a powerful one for these type tornadoes that don't last very long on the front end of a storm line or a squall line. So Hodge about 12:30. That's about a little less than 10 minutes. Chatham about 12:54. Very small communities in western Jackson and eastern sections of Bienville Parish. But that one, you see the brighter colors showing up. That means the winds are getting stronger. And what we're looking at there, the red areas are the ones that are blowing away from Shreveport, and the green are the ones blowing towards Shreveport. And where you see that bulge there is where you got your circulation, and that's what is occurring right now with that particular storm. So I'm going to clear this out so you can see that. Just northwest of Jonesboro, just south, another kink is kicking up, and then you have a little area in here down to the west of Winfield. That's moving into Wind Parish, moving out of our area. This is also moving out of Bienville Parish. Continuing with our tornado warnings. Any updates from the National Weather Service, Brian?
I'm looking at everything right now, looking for different updates. And currently all we have is additional tornado watches, one being issued for Union County, Arkansas, also for Caldwell, Grant, Jackson, LaSalle, Lincoln, Wichita, Union, and Wynn. Then we have another one that's just being continued at this time. Any other updates with regards to the tornadoes and any damage? We don't have those right now as of late.
So what we're looking at right now, the severe thunderstorm line extends from El Dorado to Ruston, and it's in western Jackson Parish, moving out of Natchitoches Parish into Wynn Parish, and down in the southern sections of Natchitoches Parish. So real quick, we'll check out what's happening in Ruston. That one particular storm looked rather healthy just a little bit of an hour ago, or a little less than an hour ago. So I'm going to zoom in there, and we'll start back down the line. These are just about to move out of our Arklatex area. And that one particular storm not warned on right now, but nonetheless has a bit of a kink to it, coming right into the Ruston area. Another one just to the south of Ruston, and this prominent one there just north of Jonesboro. Now, these are moving out of our viewing area, but the Ruston area could have some fairly strong winds in there. Again, what we're looking at, and this is how we can find these tornadoes, is looking at the velocity. This is storm relative velocity. The reds indicate the winds are blowing away from Shreveport. So Shreveport's fine. East Texas, you're fine. It's mainly the eastern parts of our viewing area now for probably the next 15, 20 minutes, and this is out of here. All this business is gone. Moving to the east at 40 to 50 miles an hour, 55. This one little kink heading into the Ruston area could provide a spin up. There's not a warning for it. The one down here that's moving into Jackson Parish, very prominent spin up. That's moving out of our area, moving into Jackson Parish just north of Jonesboro. Going to move a little bit farther down the way here, give you another idea where everything is. And I'm going to keep it in motion there. Here's that next little spin up there, Brian. You see that kink, another one right there just south of Jonesboro. That's in Jackson Parish. That's out of our area. There's another prominent one. That's in southern Wind Parish. Then you have this little area here. That was it's east of Coshada, west of Winfield. That is a little problem area. That these are all warned on. Going to move down a little bit farther south.
And we have another, they're in the process of sending out another tornado warning.
Okay.
For the area of circulation there we were just talking about between Quitman and Jonesboro.
Okay, so that's going to be for Jackson Parish there. And that's a very prominent one, but that is moving out of our Arklatex viewing area. Nonetheless, folks, if you have friends or family over that way, most likely, if they have a cell phone, they're getting a signal. They're getting a signal of what's going on. That particular storm could give them some trouble here in just a few moments. They're getting a signal from the National Weather Service that automatically goes off on their cell phone. And they can certainly tune into us if they get our signal, or at least get us on our KTBS 3 weather app. Brian, are you?
Joe,
you
I was trying to move it there, and it slipped.
Yeah, you can't really. What are you trying to look at there?
I was going to head back up north towards I-20.
Okay, yeah, let me take control because that's what's going to happen. It's going to move around. Another little signature is just south of Jonesboro. Okay, north of I-20 in the Ruston area.
Right there in Lincoln Parish. It looks like
that's
something
Lincoln
might
Parish.
be
Yeah.
trying to
let me
stir up there just a little bit.
Let me grab it real quick from you here. Okay. So we do have that warning. It does take it into the Ruston area. So I'm going to zoom into that area. So that warning, what time does that warning go to, Brian?
That one for Ruston, and I'm looking right now, there's so many of them, most likely until between 12:30 and 1.
Okay, so the warning means that what they're looking at is a possible tornadic signature on radar. Go ahead, take cover. These things are fast moving about 40 to 55 miles per hour. Here's the motion of it. The signature is not the most prominent. You got one on the south side of Ruston that's kind of folding back into the line, and this one right along I-20, they're getting a little bit of noise there, but that little kink right along I-20, you may actually see a lowering in the sky. As for debris, let's go down here and see if there's anything kicked up by that under this current tornado warning. What's that, Brian?
A little bit maybe out towards Quitman, just to the north of Quitman.
And that's possible there. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell.
What we're looking at for debris, unless we have somebody out there in the field like Patrick's running around chasing these storms, hard to see because of the trees. But you can, with a dual-pole Doppler radar, you can pick up debris, and sometimes that's structural or trees that are being lofted high with these quick-moving tornadic thunderstorms there into the updrafts there. And that might be it. It looks like it could be a little bit of noise. Hard to tell. We did see some signatures earlier, but the Ruston area, folks, if your sirens are going off, go ahead and take cover. It's not the most prominent signature of a tornado.
And Joe,
yes,
there's a possible tornado, a storm capable of producing a tornado that was located near Grambling, moving east at 40 miles per hour.
Okay, so they're looking at that kink right there on I-20.
Yes, they are. Tornado warning continues for that particular storm until 12:45.
Okay, so that's another about 12 minutes there. So that one particular storm moving through the Grambling area, and also a little signature just to the south where you see the brighter colors. So the little kinks, here's another kink. So the one north of Quitman there, that's a very prominent kink that could actually give some damage. These other signatures, very quick moving and evolving quickly, but not lasting very long. This one's still holding its signature, and it's just to the north of 20 there from the way I can see it now. We're also looking up a little higher in the storm, so that could be a little bit farther south to near 20.
The further away we get, it is going to start to, we might start to see the readings a little bit differently than we should to indicate how strong those storms are.
Yeah.
But it
In
looks
other
like
words,
Quitman and down there south of Lincoln Parish, those are two problem areas right now that and to the north of Ruston, a couple of spots.
let's see, let me go ahead and
Several.
put it in the camera mode here. I'm going to pan up there. So that little kink, and what Brian's saying, the radar beams go straight, but the earth curves down, so we shoot higher into the sky. What's down near the ground, we have to have some kind of a truth, somebody there to see it. That's what storm spotters are all about there, and tornado chasers. A little bit up there, it's kind of getting convoluted
Bernice,
as you get up
Dubac,
toward
yeah.
Bernice and Dubac. But you can see the general movement of the storms there, and that's the leading edge there. But here's that kink down there, just moving into Ruston. Ruston folks, be mindful. This will last just a few minutes. Go ahead and take cover. If you're getting this broadcast, let the storm Grambling. It's just north of 20 there where you have that kink. Here's the latest imagery, and that's on the north side of Ruston. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, straight level to what I see here. And also the south side of town, another one is just developing, but they're happening so fast. Vienna, folks in Vienna, if you're getting this broadcast, take cover. Let's go ahead, get to your low spot away from windows. We'll let this storm pass by. It's just a couple minutes. It may not be reaching the ground, but it is a signature that indicates that you have some spin, and a possible tornado could be coming your way. Douglas and Cedarton also in the path, right north of Ruston, going north out of town to Vienna. Do watch out for that. The other tornado warnings, Brian, we probably ought to get folks updated on those too. But I think a lot of that's moving out of our area at this time.
In fact, another warning was issued, but I think it's right there on the southeast edge of Natchitoches Parish, the one that was just issued. Let me double check that.
Okay.
And I was about to bring up Max 2 to show folks where everything is now, because it is definitely getting kind of confusing to see through all of that and all the motion of the radars, etc. Tornado warning was just issued in Natchitoches until 1:15, for Grant and Natchitoches until 1:15. This particular storm is capable of producing a tornado. Is near Flatwoods, or 11 miles southwest of Lena, moving east at 45.
That's moving out of our area.
Yeah, moving out.
That's southeast of Natchitoches and also east of Natchitoches up there toward headed into central Wind Parish there. Two kinks in a line. So those storms actually out of our viewing area for those particular tornado warned storms right on the edge of southeast of Natchitoches Parish and northwest of Colfax. Those are moving to the east at about 40 to 45 and in the northern part of the line moving closer to 50 miles an hour. So again, looking at the velocity here so we can see what is kinking up there, because it's so fluid and it happens so fast. That area northwest of Winfield 2, that's embedded in the line on the leading edge just east of Jonesboro. This is all moving out of our area. And south of Ruston, south side of Ruston, and the north side of Ruston, these little kinks. So essentially, a good deal of this activity has moved out of our viewing area.
Right, and Joe, they're getting ready to wrap things up
yeah,
here
I think
momentarily.
That's a good call there as the nasty weather. It's moving east, it's moving downstream. I was real quick. I'll get you updated. We'll go to what's happening, just give you a quick update, then we'll go ahead and take it back to the regularly scheduled programming there.
Yeah, we're going to toss it over to Nate here shortly.
Okay, yeah, give me a second here. So the tornado watch that covers a good deal of our Arklatex area, that'll be discontinued for the Arklatex as the storms are moving away. So good news on that front. The nasty weather point out of here. And the warnings that we have ongoing, real quick, that we have, the storms are moving out of our Arklatex viewing area. The one particular one on the north side of Ruston, that one not confirmed, but moving on the north side of Ruston toward Vienna, moving to the east at 55, just a couple of minutes, and it's gone for you. Here's the radar. I'll put it into motion just to show you who all is affected by our weather. Put it into motion here. And so this is the worst of the weather now, moving out of the Arklatex right into the east side of Ruston, El Dorado, east side of Ruston, headed on over toward Winfield, east of Natchitoches. Now, on the backside of this, you still have some rain for another couple hours, and that's it. May even get some sunshine coming through, but for the most part, the worst of the weather has moved on out of the Arklatex. Brian, you got any updates on damage before we give it back to Nate?
The Weather Service is planning on letting the tornado warning that includes Ruston expire at 12:45. So
Okay.
another 7 more minutes to go for that. And these warnings are winding down. The other warnings that we have on our map right now are winding down in our viewing area and heading on over towards the eastern part of the state. Folks, for myself, Chief Meteorologist Joe Haynes, Patrick Dennis, and everyone else who's been working on this team this morning to bring you the latest coverage on all of these storms pressing through here. I'm meteorologist Brian Fowler. Now we're going to turn it back over to Mr. Nate Fluharty. Nate, back to you.